Hey everyone, today we're going to break down one of the IDPA stages from the 2025 Western Washington Regional IDPA Championship and talk through the different ways you could shoot it. This stage starts with the shooter standing at the mark, hands relaxed at sides. There are a total of 9 threat targets, 2 non-threat targets that can be engaged from 4 positions of cover. T3 is a surprise target that is available on the way from P1 to P3. Due to the shape of the bay, this surprise target led to a couple of different stage plans that traded an easier shot for movement and time. The vertical wall shown on the description at P2 was not there. Most stage plans followed a similar pattern. From P2, you would engage T6 and T7, then advance to P4 to engage T8 and T9. Then you would double back to P1 and engage T1 and T2. Then you reached a decision point for how to engage the surprise target T3. Option 1 was to move laterally from P1 to a place where all of the down zero zone of T3 was available, and then retreat to P3. The advantage of this was a clear shot at T3, with the biggest disadvantage being the fact you had to enter a square pocket in the bay in order to get a good shot on T3. Option 2 was to move forward of P1 and engage T3 almost point blank, then retreat to P3. This was a good option since it would give you a very easy shot on T3, but it meant you had to go forward several steps and then turn around and retreat the same number of steps. Option 3 was to move backwards from P1 all the way to the corner of the wall next to P3 and engage T3 from there. This was a more challenging shot, both due to the distance and the fact that only half of the down zero zone was available. Most competitors I saw chose to go with option 1 that created an easy shot at T3 with the downside of entering and exiting a somewhat awkward position. I chose to go with option 3 because it provided the shortest path from P1 to P3. This was a riskier plan because while the distance was shorter, the shot from the back was harder. You started the stage with 11 rounds, and since this was an 18-round stage, a reload was required. There were a couple of options for when to reload, but most of the competitors reloaded sometime before engaging T1 and T2. Option 1 was to engage T6 and T7 with 2 rounds from P2, then move to P4 to engage T8 and T9 with 2 rounds. T8 was a harder headshot, and then re-engage T6 and T7 with 1 round each, or 2 rounds on one of them, and then reload on the way to P1. Option 2 was the same as option 1, except instead of re-engaging T6 or T7, you would put 4 rounds in T9. Option 3 was to engage T6 and T7 with 3 rounds from P2, then move to P4 and engage T8 and T9 with 2 rounds each, and then reload on the way to P1. These seem like almost the same plans, but they are slightly different. With option 1, you end up with an additional transition from T9 to T7. With option 2, you would have 2 extra shots close to a non-threat, which due to the angle of the lean was a bit risky. Option 3 would remove the risky shots on T9 by dropping another round on each of T6 and T7, with the downside of impacting the round count later in the stage if you needed a makeup on either T8 or T9. What this meant was that if you had to take an extra shot on either T8 or T9, you would have to go 1 for 1 on the remaining targets or require an extra reload. I chose to go with option 3 in order to remove the extra transition, and because dumping 2 rounds on close open targets is faster than dumping 2 rounds close to non-threat target from a lean, this approach required that I get hits on T8 and T9. Requiring a makeup there would have left me with no extra shots on T3. I ended up going 1 for 1 on T8 and T9, and I did use my makeup shot on T3. I chose option 3 on both movement and ammo management because I wanted to save on the distance I had to travel. The harder shot on T3 was intimidating, but was something I had been practicing, and I was confident I could make the shots if I took my time. I did need a makeup, but I did make the hits. If I had a do-over on this, what I would change is the place where I stopped to engage T3. I should have gone 1 step further to clear the wall, That would have made the move to P3 faster since I wouldn't have had to pull in my hands in order to clear the wall. As with the other stages at this match, this was a great one. There were a lot of options for how to run the stage, and that made it a fun challenge both mentally and shooting-wise.